What's up, guys? Welcome to a maybe lightning episode. We'll see. It's pretty dark over there. So we're gonna try to get some nice mountainy, maybe lightning-y shots. Yeah, behind camera lady. Yeah.
Is it really gonna be a lightning episode, or are we doing a filter episode?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's both. Like, to get the lightning, if there is lightning, I need a filter, you know? So, yeah, lightning filter episode. So we're here today. Talk about these guys. This is the newest filter from Freewell, and this is definitely a sponsored episode. So huge shout out to Freewell for continuing to sponsor this channel and supplying us and making all these awesome filters. I've had these for a while, and I've been really excited. I've been using them. I've been really excited to actually like show them to you guys. And today's finally the day they let me loose. So let's get set up real quick. I'm gonna start with the 2470. I want to take you through the different ways that I use filters and like when they're behooving for me, and it might give you some things to think about. All right, so we're gonna get set up with this. I'm gonna get a time lapse going, but I want to showcase these first. This is their new locking VND, and this is not magnetic. So this is a whole new design for a way to quickly lock and unlock your filters. And so far, I'm really loving it. What I love, first of all, is that this is a 3 to 7 stop ND with also a built-in circular polarizer. So that's just in this one little case right here, and it's got a nice case here and a nice case on the back. I could literally just keep this in my pocket or my bag, and that's usually what I do. I usually don't need the whole case, and so I love something simple and super lightweight. This is basically like 5 filters in one, and it's very lightweight, and I love how fast it is. So they come with these rings here, and once you get this on, you can leave this on, because then what you can do is you can get their clippy business and you can put that on. And so now you have a lens cap. So that means you can leave this on, and that's cool. Also, then you can go like this, and you can take this one off, and it comes with a cute little gray card. So if you need white balance and gray card, you can use that. But then you've got this right here, and you just clip it on like that, and now it's on. And now I can clip for my lens cap. All right, so let's talk about this guy. So this is, like I said, this is a VND and a circular polarizer built in one. So what we can do is when we clamp this down, we can rotate to get the circular polarizer oriented. When we get it where we want it, we leave it and it locks. It's not moving. But now we have this little business right here. And now that goes through our NDs. So we can do from 3 to 7. And if you need more than 7, so it comes with another one, and same deal. You just put that on and it'll lock in. And then now when you rotate it up here, it goes, instead of 3 to 7, it goes from 8 to 10. So this by itself is a ND32. So you can add that to this to make it all the way up to a 10 stop. So I'm just gonna kind of pick off the light. Oh, there's some rain about to hit the mountains right there. That looks really nice. So I'm just gonna get a few shots of that. I want the ND on there for in case we get any lightning. I was out here the other day and I was using these, and I got these lightning shots, and I was very happy with them. Even though it was right around sundown and it was getting dark, like I still needed a little bit longer of a shutter speed. So that's where throwing the 3-stop on really helped. Oh, that's nice. I like the light. That was good, nice and smooth with a little bit longer shutter because of the filter. Really helping out. But all right, I think we're done here with the light. It might get better this evening, but I want to go find some water. So let's go find some water and we'll take a look at scenario number 2 for why I love filters. And I think we're probably going to get rained on. We'll see. Oh my God. Okay, we were just about to leave and we just got this epic rainbow. So I wanted to show you polarizer epicness number 2. So check this out. Okay, so here's what it looks like without. Here's what it looks like without polarization. Now look at I'm polarizing. Oh yeah. Wow. So there it's going away and there it's back. So that really helps. Wow, look at that business, Brittany. Oh my gosh. That is so strong. You were right though, Brittany. I think I should have got a longer lens. What? Oh my gosh, look at that. It's just getting better and better. Oh. Okay. We're gonna time lapse this real quick. Manual focus. 3-stop. Intervalometer. 2 seconds. Okay, had to make sure our focus is good. Make sure this is as polarized as I can get it. All right, we're going. 2-second interval. Wow. Oh, I don't have my phone. I have freewell filters for the phone, incidentally, too. I have circular polarizer for them.
Isn't that what's on here?
The freewell filter is what's on the Osmo, too, yeah. On the Osmo 3, we also have it.
See it?
Oh, you could see it real good? Yeah. Yeah, we have the vnd+cpls for the Osmo and for my phone. That's not a plug for them. Like, we've had those stuff forever. It just happens to be because freewell is like basically my favorite filters. And I use them for everything I have. I think I'm gonna go run down there real quick and grab my phone while this is time-lapsing. And I'm also gonna get the longer lens and shoot that. Well, at least we got some tree cover. Okay, we are nice and wet. This needs to go up. There we go, like that. This is hilarious.
First thing just to get our setup here.
We need to go. Just come stand right there. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right, so we're in the rain. The monsoon season still. We're trying to get a water shot here, and I want to slow the shutter speed down, but I also want, if you look, so this is with the polarizer not engaged, and then we're going to rotate and just darken up some of that water right there. It's also going to help cut through some of the waxiness and the sheen on the leaves and everything. And the rocks are, yeah, quite soggy. All right, now what I need to do is put it on a 2-second timer. Bring my ISO down. I'm at F11. I just dropped it to 100 ISO. Now we're at 5 seconds. I'm gonna see how that does. One more with the filter more engaged. The camera lady's like holding an umbrella over the lens. I keep checking the lens to make sure, because it's raining pretty good out here. Let me grab, I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit. And don't forget, like I do, when you rotate your camera, you gotta reorient your polarizers. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, well, we ended up getting soaked at the catwalk for a very mediocre shot, but it was for demonstrative purposes. So now we've got another, we're driving back out, and we found this little lookout spot. There's a little picnic table here, which is perfect because it is still raining. But I have a nice little bunch of rays coming through, and I'm thinking a time lapse might be good. I'm at 35 mil, and I'm wondering, I'm kicking myself for not bringing a 2470 now. All I brought was the 16 to 35, and what else did I bring? The 1 to 400. But this is good now because I'm like way overexposed. But now I can just drop this down. So now we're at 7 stops. Oh yeah, that looks pretty nice. And we got a 1 second shutter speed, which when I'm gonna do time lapses, I really prefer the longer shutter speeds. And also I don't like to shoot like too stopped down like f22 or whatever, because like a lot of times I have sensor dust and I just end up getting the sensor dust. So when you're shooting, pro tip, when you're shooting something that's really far back, like there's nothing in between me and the horizon basically, it's totally okay to shoot wider apertures. I know people associate that with a shallow depth of field, but when you're past like hyperfocal distance and you're focusing on infinity, it doesn't really matter. Yes, maybe your lens might get a little bit sharper if you can shoot it, you know, f8 or whatever, but all I'm saying is I don't like to shoot super stopped down, and so that's where this filter is really helping me out right now. And then, because it's a polarizer, I'm shooting into the sun, so that's not really, the polarizer part isn't going to do much, but this is where the ND part really comes in handy. And I do want to mostly expose for those clouds. So I'm at 35 mil, and I am focused at infinity. I'm at f11. So I'm just gonna let this go. I'm gonna do a 4 second interval, and I have a 1 second shutter, so that'll give me a 3 second interval. You know what, I'm gonna up that one. I'm gonna do 5 second interval, and I have a 1 second shutter, so that will give me a 4 second interval for the time lapse. And then I want to make sure I take it off of 2 second delay. And now we're just going to let that go. well, hopefully that was like a good overview of how I use filters and how I use like a kit like that in particular. I'm pretty happy with some of the stuff I got. You know, the lightning was great. The waterfall stuff, not so much. You know, I go there a lot, but it was still nice to get out. It was definitely nice to be in the rain. We don't get that often here. The rainbow was by far, I think, one of the best images that I've gotten in a while. Like maybe all year, at least as far as it comes to like local images, you know, from my hometown. That definitely made me happy. And having those filters just really brought it out for me, pun intended. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to note here about this filter system. In my case, like this one little thing right here with a 3-7 and a circular polarizer built in, this covers like 99.9% of the filters that I ever need in 99.9% of the situations that I'm ever in for the type of stuff that I shoot. And of course it's great for video too. Camera Lady loves using this kind of stuff when we're filming bigger projects with, you know, bigger rigs. The vnd and CPL together definitely lend themselves to video. So if you guys do video, this is another great, like for most case, all-in-one solution. A couple of other accessories that you can get for this are like you can get these. So these are the adapter rings. And so I have this one for 52 mil because the lens that I'm shooting on right now is a 24 1.8 and that's a 52 mil. So, you know, having them for different sizes. When I had it on my 1-400 earlier out there in the field for the long stuff, that's a 67 mil. So I had one of those, 77 and all the way up to 82 mil for my 24-70. Another thing, they have this as an option. This is the Snow Mist 1/4. And that's really great for filming, or if you just want a more like ethereal look or whatever. I obviously haven't even opened that one yet. I've been, you know, like I said, this is kind of my all-in-one jam, and there hasn't been anything that I've really needed a snow mist for, but the fact that they have it, I know they're quite popular these days. So just having the ability to grab one of those as an additional accessory definitely helps out. All right, well, that was kind of my first look at these filters. I can promise you that these are my main filters moving forward. So anytime you see me using filters from now on until they come out with something better, this is what I'm going to be using. So this isn't just like a one and done. This is something that I'm genuinely interested in, and I think you guys will be interested in too. So massive shout out again to Freewell for sponsoring this episode and for just continuing to work with us. I'll have all the links down below. If you guys have any questions, anything I missed about this, anything you want to know, leave those comments down below and I'll definitely answer them. A couple last second plugs. If you guys like what I'm doing, you're picking up what I'm putting down, you want to support the channel, you can check out the Patreon, channel memberships, workshops, Boss Gate workshops coming up all winter for cranes and all that good stuff. Over on the Patreon, we got image critiques, behind the scenes stuff, extra content, all kinds of things. That's also just a massive help to the channel. So huge shout out to patrons, channel members. I love you guys. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.